All you will need is your small ball. This one's about a 6-inch, 6, 8, 10, all are workable. Depends on the exercise that you're doing actually is to the size of the ball. So just find yourself in parallel sits. Bones are a little bit wider, depends on how tight those knees, hips, ankles are. And just start that nice little waving back and forth. As you start your waving back and forth, just kind of centering in onto your alignment and your focus and your balance. Think pubic bone, belly button, rib cage. Everything's zippering up. And just roll the shoulders. So I just have the ball in one hand as I'm just rolling. And just remember at any time, just exchange the hand. Couple inhales, exhales. And then let's do a circle. So we're going to inhale, lift the heart a little bit, switch your hands, and then roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, if you're tight, you're going to roll down with your elbows onto your quads, right? Giving that forward flexion support. Inhale up. Exhale, roll it down. So if I'm a little tight in the back, I'm resting down on my elbows on my quad. If I'm okay, I'm going to roll all the way down, switch hands at the bottom, just see where those knees, hips, ankles are going for me. Switch directions. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Float it right down. Start to deepen that squat. If it's difficult to deepen, laterally rotate out your legs a little bit so you can go into a little more passive squat and get a little deeper down there. Yeah, you got it. One more time, roll it all the way down, stay in the down, press the ball into the ground. Again, little tight, hands on shins or quads. Press those legs to tall and just let your head dangle at the very top of your spine. Give a little inhale as you're looking through your legs. See how those hammies are today. And then bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Hands are on the ball as you bring it up. And we're just going to roll those shoulders back. Inhale, bring me back into parallel. So my feet now are parallel. And I'm just going to give a little squat and come in. So I'm keeping my hands in nice and tight. I'm sending my booty towards the back wall. And then once I've got that going, if it feels comfortable and I don't need support, I'm going to start to reach, right? So the higher I reach equal to the alignment of my ears, the more I'm going to have to turn on those back extensors because the ball and my arms are heavier. Make sure you're keeping neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and we're just reaching that booty to the back. Let's go ahead and stay down here. Elbows on your quads initially. If you can get down there. If you can't, I want the hands on the quads. Otherwise, little lift of the heels and lower. So this is really modest. Just shift it. So it's not even a releve. It's more of a shift of the weight distribution, right? Just finding that balance point in the body. Go maybe one or two more. And then go ahead, let the head dangle. Roll the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring the arms up. Bring it behind the head, squeeze those elbows in tight a little bit more, and then lift that heart to a bit of extension, and then exhale, find neutral. Let's go again. Lift that heart, a little bit of extension, and neutral. And one more time, inhale as we give a little lift. As you exhale, bring the ball all the way around this time. Tuck it into your abdomen, quite low by the pubic bone. Bring your feet in tighter. And I think you want to think long as you fold around the ball. So I've held myself around the ball. I'm grabbing behind my legs. Now again, I got gorilla arms. So if your arms can't get there, just grab here. And I'm going to let my head dangle. And right here, I'm really going to work on that back breath and open up that lower back. Nice big inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. As you're doing this, I want you to think of zippering those abdominals. Pubic bone, belly button, rib cage. Maybe deepen your squat. Now, as I deepen my squat, deeper knee flexion, ankle flexion. Tailbone drops deeper. See where you can go with that. Now, if you have a tight Achilles, you might have to lift the heels a little bit. Maybe your fingers go forward to give you balance. One more big inhale here. And then slowly unfold, let your arms dangle, vertebrae by vertebrae, lengthen it up, widen your stance, reach the arms, tuck those elbows in tight, and just open in opposition. Big breath here. Let your hips go forward. Don't worry too much about that right now. And then bring it all the way back to center. Roll those shoulders. So let's go some passive squats. So I'm just going to come down and allow my tailbone to drop, and then slowly come up. And then I'm going to go down, see if I can get a little deeper, and come all the way up. Now this one, I'm going to put the ball down, and I'm going to spend some time opening my hips down there. Ball goes down, hands go down, and I'm going to start to spiral. So if I'm a little tight, so I'm going to be up here with my hands on my quads. I'm going up on my ball of foot. I'm wiggling around. If I'm Feeling okay. I'm coming down to my hands and I'm spiraling from hip to hip, from foot to foot. Go ahead and stay spiraled to one side. Put your elbow into that inner thigh. Put the other elbow into the other knee on the inner thigh and push your legs apart. As you do that, look over your shoulder, getting a little bit of rotation. Nice big breath there. And then spiral to the other side. Remember, you can be standing taller to do this. It's okay. Push into one elbow, into both knees. Take a peek over the shoulder. Nice big breath. Bring it back to center. Either hands, shins or quads, or on the floor. Extend it up. If you can't quite reach the floor, hands on the ball. I'm in lateral rotation now. I'm looking through my legs, at my knees, letting my head dangle in inversion. Find that breath. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly bend the knees, rotate back a bit more into parallel, and slowly come up, give a few little wiggles there, roll those shoulders. So again, parallel sits bones are wider, reach the arms forward, open up your palms, lift your heart, big breath here, and then just the upper thoracic, round. Inhale, other arm on top, big breath, and give yourself heart hug. Pull your shoulder blades forward, protract them, round as you tuck your tailbone. And then nice big breath, lift the heart, and just let your arms dangle down to the side. So let's get a little bit of rotation. We're just going to keep one arm forward, keep your ASIs facing the front, pull that arm, take a peek a bit farther with the neckline, reach that arm, keep your hips forward, exhale, center, little bow and arrow. Inhale, pull, exhale, peek, inhale, reach, exhale, center one more time. Inhale, pull. Exhale, peek. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center, other side. Give it a pull. Take a peek. Reach it out. Bring it center. Two more. Inhale, pull. Bow and arrow. Watch your pelvis doesn't go as you do the reach. Last one. Nice strong pull. Peekaboo. Open the chest. Bring it all the way around. Relax the shoulders. Roll those. Place your ball just to the side. Find yourself at the back of your mat, and we're just going to roll here a little bit. So reaching the arms, come around the corner all the way to the ground. Hands go down, walk it out into cat. 4, 3, find your 4-point stance on 2 and 1. Uncurl the toes, paddle out those feet a little bit. Shoulders down and away, and let's do angry cat-cow. So go ahead, drop your tailbone, exhale, look towards your knees, big breath here. As you give another exhale, sit back on your heels. Reach your fingers what feels too far forward. Feel that lat stretch happening. Take a really big breath there. Sorry, guys, my microphone keeps creeping up towards my mouth and I'll be muffled. From here, I'm going to pull forward into my angry cat and go all the way through neutral into my cow. Peek up and extend that spine. Beautiful. Drop your tailbone, sequentially stack all the way. Try not to over butt squeeze here. Big inhale into your angry cat. Exhale, hinge your heels and your glutes together. Reach what feels too far forward. I'm pressing my fingertips, warming my hands up a little bit into the mat. I'm going to pull it back up. I'm going to untuck, lengthen through, find my cow. And then find yourself in your neutral. Curl your toes. Let's warm up those feet a little bit. So look through your legs and curl your big toe right underneath. Again, bunions, arthritis, be careful. I'm going to sit back into my heels and stretch out those toes. And then come forward. So we're just going to go back and forth here a little bit, trying to get those toes warmed up so that we can get into some planks. One more time. Stay in the up for me, and I want you to go into your scapular row. So drop your chest line towards the floor and press away. So remember, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Draw your belly button from pubic bone all the way up to xiphoid process. Try and keep the elbows consistent and move through the scapula. Yes. Now in this one, stay pressed away. Give a big inhale into your back breath. Lift your knees an inch. Hang out. Short plank 1. Neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Shoulders are gently drawing down. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3. Nice, you guys. 2. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes. Paddle out the toes. Little pins and needles. And then widen out your legs into a V and sink back into your hips. So from here, I'm actually going to push forward and backwards. I'm reaching my hands too far forward. Maybe my shoulders are wrapped around my ears. I'm not worrying about it right now. I'm going to pull forward, and in this wide V, I'm going to drop my pelvis a little bit. Just see where your hips will go. Won't be as far as usual because of the lateral rotation. Be careful with it. And then I'm going to sink back. So just go forward and backwards here, just kind of seeing how that body feels in this wider position in lateral rotation as we're sinking forward and backwards. It's your own tempo, and you're just finding a nice little breath going on. We're getting some nice mobility into the hips and the shoulders, the wrists and the knees. One more little breath there, you guys. Bring it back to 4-point, really awkward looking 4-point. Bring your knees back into parallel. Sits, hands underneath you. Sneak that ball between your inner thigh. Not right between the knees, slightly higher for me. Push away from the floor so you've got your power. Curl those toes, lift an inch. Hang out in that inch. Let's hold for 5, 4. Remember, if you need an ottoman and you want to be on your elbows, you can. Lower the knees. Sit back just briefly or come up tall. And just give those wrists a little roll. Open up the fingers. All right, so I'm going to interlace, and I'm just going to press those fingers open. Bring it back. And wiggle again. Hands down, we're going to add some rotation to that. Curl the toes. Lift that inch again. Without moving your shoulders, I just want you to take those legs off to one side. You will sort of pot the floor as you do this, as you do rotations. Otherwise, your feet move farther away. And then come back to center. I'm going to exhale, rotate the lower half. Inhale, bring it back to center. Try not to lift higher. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. One more time, exhale, rotate. Sit that booty right down to the one side. And then center. Let's do it one more time each side. Sit and try and sink that booty. Now, if you're okay, bring that hand off. Reach and look to the sky. Bring the hand all the way down. Get the hand reaching first before you rotate. Then rotate. Drop your booty. Hand comes first. Look to the sky. Reach. Hand goes down, head goes down. You're getting rotation. Then spin the hips. Relax, paddle out, and sink back. So in the sink back, I'm going to take the ball like I did in the start of the warm-up, put it right in my pubic bone, and then lift my rib cage as I fold over the ball. Try and let your head be heavy down towards the floor. Feel that deep knee hip flexion. Again, if this is too much, I could be here, right? My knees don't invite that much flexion. And then slowly peel to tall, roll those shoulders. We're going to bring ourselves up into thigh stretch position, small lateral rotation, ball just in front. Now we're adding a little more to that cat-cow. Reach and your ball kind of wiggle. Once you've got yourself on the ball, it'll stay still. So come down. If your ball moved out of the way, pull it in. Walk the ball out. Here's where we tend to sit back. I want you to tuck the tailbone so you feel like you're kind of off balance. And then keep going and your hands go onto the ball, stretch down into your armpits, lengthen that out. Maybe you can peek up towards the ball a bit. Nice big breath. Without putting your butt right down to your heels, tuck and round. Pull your lumbar spine down towards the floor in flexion. Roll it all the way up. Find your rib hip. Sink back into your thigh, stretch a little bit. Just a little bit. See how those thighs are, and then pull it in. So I haven't taken my thoracic and my cervical away from my align. But if I'm feeling good now on this one, I'll lie it back. And now I'm going to extend through thoracic and cervical, open it up, bring thoracic and cervical back in, pull up through thigh stretch. Cat-cow, go ahead and roll it out. Find connection into your ball. Untuck your tailbone, drop it down, you guys. Deepen into your shoulders. Try not to lift your feet, right? Anchor those. Drop your tailbone, curl your spine. Go ahead and bring that ball up with you if you want. And we're gonna lie back. And if you're feeling okay, the ball can just go into one hand. Shoulders shift down, extend open. And my arms are heavy. Join the party. They slowly come up. I pull myself to tall. Leave your ball just to the side. Find your hands nice and strong. Curl those toes. Down dog or elephant. Again, I like to grab my mat so I don't slip. Lift and let's paddle out. So I'm just prancing from one foot to the other, shoulders are away, trying to push that heel down to the floor and articulate those toes, right? Now leave those feet nice and strong to the ground, drop into the shoulders. The focus is the upper torso shoulders here. So if you can't get your shoulders down because of hammies and back, lift your heels, bend your knees, take that equation out. Now drop into your shoulders. Deepen into your breath. Give a little poodle wag here, guys. So now I'm going to wiggle my tailbone from left to right. We haven't done much lateral yet, so this is opening up that lateral. Inhale, exhale. And then find yourself strong over top of your wrists. So we're nice and strong. I can go to elbows if I want. I can also go to knees. Start your pouncing cat. Knees are up or down. You choose it. Once you have it, nice and powerful. Let's go 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. Last 1, stay in the forward plank. Your knees are going to drift down. Toes are going to uncurl. You're going to let your belly drop and slowly bring your spine down to the ground. Beautiful. So if I'm a little tight, my hands are coming forward. Pull your knees or heels into your bum. Laterally rotate, reach those legs away. And then deactivate them. Wiggle your ass. Wiggle your belly. Floppy push-ups. So I'm just coming up a little bit. If my spine is tight, I'm only going to come up a little. Remember, we're not pulling our abs in. We're staying relaxed. And then just push your elbows out to the side to come down. Feels good. The farther back my hands are, the more extension I will receive in my lower back. Come up carefully. Little floppy or Mackenzie. See how that feels. Again, not pulling the abs in. We're looking for mobility through the lower back. Hip flexors will get an opener, so careful with them. Bring it down. Remember, if your glutes are squeezing, your abs are pulling in, you're denying the movement in the back. Relax those off. So this may not be as high as you normally come in swan. That's okay. We're looking for mobility, not for connection and height. Nice big breath. Slowly bring it down. Bring those feet back into parallel sits bones. Connect them. Bring your hands like a push-up position. I want you to find a slightly supported spine. So instead of being neutral, I'm slightly tucking. I'm going to press away. So we're going to do some push-ups here, guys. So from this position, if I do not like my push-ups here, I'm going to come here, in tighter. I'm going to widen out my hands. If I want to go harder, up to the toes, coming down in 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, push away. Keep going. Be very mindful to not reach with your neck. You're trying to get the chest line down there. Inhale, 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 exhale. Feeling good up to the toes. Inhale, 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 exhale. 2 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. Give me 1 more. Inhale, 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 exhale. Lower the knees. Bring your hands back into stronger position. Underneath the shoulders. Lift. And let's prance again. Open that up. As you prance, walk your feet towards your hands. If you're a little tight, you're going to bend those knees. And then you're going to give me a little bit of a ragdoll. Do not like supported, unsupported spine. Sneak your elbows to your quads. Look through your legs. Take a dangle here. Grab your ball and then roll your spine slowly. Stack it. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Give a little wiggle at the very front. Come to the very front of your mat. And we're just going to take a nice big sit down with 1 roll. So I'm going to find a big passive squat. I'm going to roll once, and I'm going to come right back up onto my booty. Yeah. Extend the legs out, and then bring them in more parallel sits bones. Keep the ball into your hands from here. So I've got a little lateral rotation going, and I'm sitting tall, right? Nice and strong. I'm going to make sure I'm in the center of my mat so I can tell if I'm going crooked. And then going to scoop off my sits bones, drag my feet in. Just hold the ball. Now take a peek when you rolled up and see if you pulled to left or right. So I pull to the left. I know I've got shizzle going on there. Reach it and lengthen tall. Let's go again. Scoop off the sits bones. Big breath out. You're just holding the ball for now. And then bring it out. We are going to roll like a ball. We're going to do 1 more here. And then we're going to do a little diamond roll back before we get really deep into our rolling like a ball. And then lengthen up. Stay lengthened with a diamond shape. So your pubic bone and your heels are about 6, 7 fists away from each other. Putting the ball between my feet, grab behind my legs. Exhale, scoop off your sits bones, round. I'm using the back of my knee to scoop into a deep flexion. And then going to pull forward and wiggle off my sits bones a bit and just try and open up that lower back. So my lumbar spine is vertical to the earth and my thoracic and cervical are pulling forward for a stretch. Start at your tailbone, peel to tall. Let's go again. Exhale, scoop, hollow your abdomen. Watch here, you're not overreaching with shoulders and neck. Hollow the abs, come around the corner, give a little wiggle here. Hold this position, take your hands in between your legs and wrap them. Now, again, I've got gorilla arms, but I'm still going to pull my feet in closer and then try and get the round. If my hands don't like that position, I can reach forward. From here, I'm going to pull my lumbar spine to the back and flex forward, getting that nice stretch. Silly, but it works. Play with your toes here a little bit and stretch out the toe line. So I'm just pulling my toes back and forth. Start at your tailbone, peel to tall, grab that ball, extend the legs out, and now we're going to roll it like a ball. So bring yourself forward on your mat, come off your sits bones equally, and then drag your legs in and lift. So the ball now is going to go, if I put it between my heels and my booty, this is a very tight ball position. Your body may not like it. I'm in lateral rotation as well. If I need it more forgiving, I'm going to put it closer to the joint of the knee and then hug it in. Distance between heels and tush, shoulders and knees stays the same. I'm going to inhale to the sky and exhale and freeze. And I didn't do a very good job on the freeze, guys. Try not to put your feet down. Inhale, tailbone to sky. Exhale, connect those abs and freeze. So the initiation of the rolling backwards is not done by throwing your head or kicking your legs. It's done by the increase of the abdominal connection to rib hip. So think, tighten that little connection and then bring yourself tall. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, tailbone to sky. Exhale and freeze. 1 more. Inhale, tailbone to sky. Exhale and freeze. Stay here. Stay here on the tailbone. Grab that ball, stretch those legs out. Put the ball just between your inner thighs, hands behind your back, and I don't care if your fingertips point away on this one, lift into a bit of a beach pose. So I am into those elbows a little bit, but I'm not weight bearing super heavy, so I'm not going to worry about it. Inhale, exhale, and then bring yourself back into your neutral. So sitting nice and tall, I want you to scooch back and put your heels into the corners of your mat. Again, make sure your pubic bone is centered. If you have a hard time sitting tall today in the lower back, I need you to sit up on a little pad. And I'm just going to put that ball nice and high into my inner thigh, so I'm not really worrying about it right now. The arms are going to reach, and then I'm going to see my hands in peripheral vision. I'm going to inhale, rotate, spine stretch. Inhale, rotate, allied, spine twist. Inhale, rotate. If you feel yourself sinking back, string to the sky, sit tall, look to that back hand, little neck rotation, and bring it center. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate more. Inhale, rotate. Now freeze, look at your legs. Did one leg get shorter than the other? The one that gets shorter is going to be the one that you're turning towards. Bring it center. Let's try not to do that. Keep your pelvis nice and square. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. One more time. Look to that hand. Really pull your opposite hip back. That's that internal oblique you're calling upon to stop rotation. Inhale, rotate. Sit tall. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Freeze here. Opposite hip, ASIS. Pull it back. Find that little muscle. Pull it back. And then bring yourself to center. Release it out. Roll those shoulders. Nice big breath. Scoot your bum forward. Grab the ball. Put it into the low of the back. And then I want you to connect and deepen into it just a little bit. So depending on the length of your spine, if you've got a long spine and you're quite tall, when you roll back, you might have to pull the ball out a bit, which means when you sit tall, you won't leave it or it'll run away, right? So you're just going to have to gauge the length and the size of your ball. So from here, feet stay down. I'm sits bones difference on the legs. I'm going to exhale, scoop to roll back. Inhale and come somewhat tall. Hip flexors driving in. Straighten out your legs or straighten them all the way. Exhale, scoop. So my hip flexors are driving in today. I'm just going to straighten out those legs a bit. You're going to notice I'm not coming to tall sit. I have the ball moved back a little bit to give my back more support, which means if I come to tall sit, and I'll just show, then I lose the ball and then I have to reset it every single time. That's a pain in the butt. So I'm going to exhale, roll back, inhale up. So let's do oblique 1. As you roll back, I want you to sweep that arm and open. The other arm stays tracking the same leg as arm side, and then bring it up. Exhale, sweep. My knees can be bent. I can have my hands behind my knees if I want, but I'm going to watch that arm. That head is heavy. It's going to cause the whole pelvis to want to swing with it. You're really going to connect there. So we're going to do oblique 2. We're going to roll back. I want you to stay here. I want you to come into the center, natural breath. Rotate the other direction. Come back center. Stack your spine. Yes, let's do it again. You're going to the other side first. Sweep the arm. Hold back center. Sweep the other way. Come back center. Stack it up. Beautiful. Now, we're going to pull that ball between our shoulder blades. If you've got neck issues, you need a pad or a pillow, right? We're going to slowly come back. Just come carefully. Put it right between your shoulder blades. Bend your knees. Support your neck. And let's just do a little arching pattern. So I'm opening that up. Maybe I can get my elbows open. I'm going to lift my heart. And then I'm just going to lift up a little bit. I'm not doing arch and curl yet. I'm looking for an opener. So as I go back, I'm going to flare my elbows open. I'm going to look behind and then bring it in. Now, if this is aggravating the neckline, I need you to grab a pillow for underneath your head because we are going to release off that neckline if doable. So lean back this time, stay there. Need a neck pad, grab it. I'm going to snow angel my arms. I'm going to bring them down and up. And I'm just going to let them relax. So as my arms come up, my palms are facing the sky. As my hands go down to my sides, my palms face down. So I'm rotating the shoulder in its socket as I snow angel or airplane the arms. Now, if I'm feeling good, I can straighten out those legs and find the biggest breaths you can here, you guys. So this time when your arms go over your head, if you need neck support, you'll slide your hands underneath your head. Otherwise, you're going to come up railway tracks, cervical nod, and just find a little reach here. So in this reach, I could have knees bent or legs reaching, parallel, open is comfortable. Here, rib, hip, curl. Try and unload the ball slightly. And then roll it back. Again, support your neck if you need to. I'm staying on railway tracks now. I'm going to inhale up. Leave that ball if you're able to. Round that spine. And let's go into our first roll up. Give a little wiggle here. Again, this is about the stretch of the spine, so don't reach with the shoulders popping. Bend the elbows and fold like you have a beach ball in your belly. Now, as I roll back, my ball might have moved. So I'm not going to move one arm to do it because I'll twist and I'll be off center. Both arms reaching, so a little shoulder stretch. I'm going to place that ball into that magic spot and then release it as I go. I'm going to open. Inhale, cervical nod, big breath out. Exhale, come around the beach ball, lumbar spine vertical to the earth, and flex forward. Now roll it back again. Don't stack tall. It's not neck pull. And then lengthen. It's roll up. Watch the rib pop. Inhale, cervical nod, big breath out. Exhale. Bend those elbows. Fold. Let your head dangle at the top of your headline. And then peel to tall. Double check that ball's in a happy place. And go ahead and stay here. Stay here. Having an issue with the hips? Bring the knees in. Interlace the hands behind the head. A little bit of an arch and curl. Inhale down, exhale up. So if you're not having the arch part, just go to neutral and curl versus arch and curl. Working for you, start a knee fold. So I'm going to alternate with marching knees. When you lie back, don't take your chin out from your chest line. There's about a fist difference between chin and chest. Maintained when you roll back. So the movement's coming from the rib cage, opening with connection, and then floating down. Working for you, extend those legs out straight and continue to march. Still working for you, take it into your scissor. As you lie back, avoid flaring the elbows. Support your neck. Let's go 4 more and crunch. 3 more. 2 more. Choose your level. And last one. Let the legs drop down, slowly extend that spine, and just hang out here for a moment. Allow lateral rotation, wiggle, let that release, let your arms release. Massive breath into your chest line. Head on a pillow if this is feeling uncomfortable in the neckline, right? So here's my little pillow. I'm going to prop it underneath, causing me a little less neck extension. Really big breaths into that chest line, guys. Give me one more breath. Bend the elbows in, sneak your hands underneath your head, bring your elbows in towards you, slowly roll up, and then you're going to bring your knees in and you're going to push yourself on that ball so you can get your tailbone anchored and roll it up. Beautiful. Sneak that ball out. From here, go ahead and reach. I'm going to roll all the way down to the ground. If you need your hands behind your legs, please do so. Roll it down, let your feet come in, let your body touch down. From here, we're going to go into toe taps. You don't have to use the ball. If you're going to, press those hips, slide that ball into the sacrum. So tailbone sacrum, as I come down on the ball, if I felt my gluteal folds and the ball, they'd be in the same plane to the earth, right? So the ball's not way out here. The ball is in line with my ass. Has to be in the center. I'm going to find a slightly supported spine. And then I'm going to knee fold one leg, knee fold the other, tabletop. I have a bit of space between my legs. If your back will invite a neutral spine here, go ahead. A supported spine just gives you a bit more connection. It's not a must, it gives you more. Tendency will be shifting the knees into your chest. Brick wall, push those legs into tabletop. If you're feeling ambitious, long tabletop, which means my legs are farther away at start position versus straight. From here, start your toe taps. If I wanted hand weights, I could grab them. If I'm staying nice and stable, I'm going to reach my arms to the sky. Still happening for me, I'm going to reach my arms over my head, not resting, active. Keep your ribs down. If you're not sure you're holding neutral spine, neutral pelvis, or slightly supported, middle finger, ASIS, thumbs, ribs, nothing's happening here, right? There's no movement. Just my hip going towards the floor and coming back up. Working for me, I can start to straighten the leg. It's going to make it harder. I like adding a point and flex. I get kind of crampy in my feet. That's up to you. Still working for you, I could scissor, right? Longer lever, harder. Your priority is no mobilization through the center and the torso while mobilizing the legs against that. Let's do two more. Not happening, get your butt off the ball. One more. Stay here, bend the knees to 90. Reach the arms to the sky or down if you need them. Slow toe tap for 4. 4, 3, flex your feet. If it's the heels can get there, great. No change in your spine. Up. 2, 3, 4. Working. Go ahead and add the arms. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2. Super happening. Go ahead and straighten those legs. 4, 3, connect deep. 2, 1, and in. 2. Don't hold your breath, guys. Last one, that's the one thing I cannot tell is whether you're breathing, so please make sure you're breathing for me. And in, 2, 3, last one, out, 2, zipper tighter, 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 tighter as you weight load the spine, and then you can relax off a bit, but don't let it go. Let one leg go down, let the other leg go down. Move the ball farther out, so your belly button drops down to the earth and your pubic bone is higher. It's a posterior tilt, and you're just going to lengthen those hips out. Once you're there, legs are laterally rotated, quite wide, and I'm just going to sway my pelvis from left to right. Just allow that hip flexor to drip over top of the ball. Again, my pubic bone is higher than my ASIS, so I'm in a slight posterior tilt on that ball. Inhale, exhale for me. Drag one leg up, laterally rotate it out. Laterally rotated. Now turn that knee internal and push it away. So hip rolls. Laterally rotate it out, drag it up wide. Rotate the knee to the inside and drag it away. So your other leg is quite wide so that you're not falling off the ball, right? Now switch directions. Your leg is out there long. Internally rotate knee, hip, ankle, drag it in, and then spin it open. I'm not lifting my leg. I'm just slowly dragging it. Give one more little hip roll here. Spin the knee open, drag it. My pelvis is going side to side, all good. Now go ahead, leave that leg dangling out. Start in lateral rotation, drag the opposite leg in, internally rotate, and press it away. In this type of gentle mobility, you're going to notice a difference between left and right if you have any stuff going on in hips and back. Just be mindful of it. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch. So leg is reaching out. I'm internally rotated. I'm dragging it in. And then going to loudly rotate it out and drag it out. My pelvis is slightly rocking from left to right as I do that. All good. Let your pelvis move. We've been holding it tight. Let it go. And then reach those legs up. Bring one leg in, plant it strong. Bring the other leg in, plant it strong. Lift the hips. Let's do a little reset. I'm going to put that ball between my inner thigh. And then just use that to roll up. Tabletop reset, guys. So my fingers reach to look to my bum. My heels come in tight. Balls between my inner thigh. I'm just going to press those hips to the sky. Look to the hips. And then once you've got that, if the neck invites, look to the sky. Try and open your shoulders. So right here, my shoulders are rounding forward. I'm going to see if I can roll them open and lift my heart. Nice big breath. And then come down neutral and just flirt that tush. And then bring it back up. Exhale and press. We're warming up those glutes here a little bit. We're warming up those hammies. Just take your time. Let's just do one more. Exhale and press. Inhale, bring it down. And then just take that ball in between the hands and use that to roll it down again. So if you're using a headrest, remove it. If you've got tight hamstrings, ignore the ball, put it off to the side. If you're okay, line the ball up, literally put it right between your legs, right lined up with your coccyx. And then you'll have to roll it out a little bit as you get the ball of your foot soft over the ball. So don't try and flare up the toes. Relax the toes. My legs are just a little, my legs are in a V, but my heels are fairly close together and so are my toes. From here, I'm going to peel up into my bridge. Notice it's wobbly, right? So use your arms a little bit for support and then peel it down. So we are articulating to start with. Tuck your tailbone, roll your spine. Exhale. When I get to the top, I'm going to keep a slightly supported spine and tuck my chin in so my neck is long. And then I'm going to peel it down. On this one, I'm going to stay up there. Remember, you don't have to have your feet on the ball. Stay here, hold bridge. So instead of articulating the spine now, go up and down like one large platform. So hinge at the hips, squeeze the glutes, come up. Once you have this, if this is challenging the glutes and the hams, hang out here. If you're okay, you're going to butterfly. The knees open, the hips open, we touch down, and then we squeeze those nasty knees together at the top. So we're going to go down and up. So my heels are not quite together on the ball, nor are my toes. Now I've kind of snuck my feet a little farther apart. And again, hands up is more unstable. I can join the party doing butterflies on the upper torso as well. Down and squeeze. Let's go for 4. Hand weights, definitely doable. I don't have any today, but if you'd like to, please go ahead. Go 2 more. They always make it a little more challenging. Last one, hold everything up. Squeeze your knees together. Squeeze those ass cheeks, pulse to the sky. 5, 4, 3, zipper up. 2, 1. Open the legs to neutral. Peel that nastiness down. Stretch those legs out. Let your legs just kind of lie on either side of the ball and give a few little wiggles. So grabbing the ball between those legs, you're going to fold that up, grab behind your knees, roll yourself up. Perfect. Take the ball. Again, optional. The ball is going to make it more aggressive. We're going into side lying leg lift series. If you don't want the ball, don't use it. It will make it more aggressive. On my lateral malleolus, I'm going to touch that ball and I'm going to just use it and roll it out so that the side of my ankle is on the ball, and then I'm going to roll right in line with the side of my mat. I'm nice and long here. So if I don't like this, I could have knee bent, toe tagged, foot down, or up on that ball. Stack your hips, and let's start side lying lift series 1. I'm going to point to come up, flex to go down. Watch your little mouse hole underneath your ribs. You are in neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Head not having it. You do not want to have this kinky thing going. But if you can't do this with your shoulder, bring it forward and get some pads underneath that neckline, right? So we're staying nice and long. Let's go 3 more. Watch your not rolling back on your booty. 2 more. Now keep that leg lifting. Watch your quad and your hip flexor aren't to the sky. Spin it so your side glute is turning on, and give me those circles. If you need your fingertips down, go ahead. So I'm pulling forward, which hip flexion, which most of us can do easily. It's the hip extension that's the nasty. So squeeze the glutes as you push that leg behind you without wavering back and forth through your torso. When you're ready, go the other way. Let's go for 4 and 3. Good, strong hip mobility and circumduction. 2. Now here's the shits and giggles. I'm going to take that leg behind. I'm going to move my front leg forward. I'm going to bring my back leg and I'm going to hug that ball. Zoop. Now it's between my inner thighs. From here, we're going to do double lift. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep that spine strong. Hand down if you need it. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Side sit up to teaser. I'm going to show you modification first. I'm going to roll, reaching the arm, and I'm just going to put my feet down. The ball's between my ankles, so it shouldn't affect me. I'm going to hold here in a mini roll up, and then I'm going to come through. And Kylie, you've got it. Soon as you're ready, you're going up into teaser or not. I'm going to scoop. I need to bring this rib hip closer, the top one. The bottom one follows. Bend the knees if you need to. I'm in my teaser. Float the arms, a little more challenge, reach the arms, and this arm's going to reach back instead of sweeping forward. Back is harder. Slowly, that arm reaching to the sky is even harder. Slowly lengthen your whole torso in line with that mat again. Scoop, exhale, exhale, exhale. Choose your level. I can be here. I can grab behind my knees. I can lift just a little, and then I can reach. I can put this hand down to give me support. None of those are cheats, right? They're just supporting yourself. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs, hands come up, one more time, breathe it out as you lengthen right along to the curve of that mat, and last time we're going to stay up here, so if you're not coming all the way up, see if you can come up for 1, if you can't, don't stress it, hand goes behind, I'm going to grab that ball, I'm going to sweep into my mermaid, take the time to reset, I'm just placing the ball into my pelvis area. This hand is going to line up with my back hip. My shoulder is going to go down. I'm going to rotate my spine and I'm going to come back. So I just want you to start with a nice reach and rotation. As I rotate, I'm going to lift my hip. I'm going to lift my hip and reach and bring it back. Now, if this is working for you, you know where it's going to go, right? I can put my hand down and lift and bring it back. Or I can put my hand in the small of the back. It's a little more forgiving. I can start stretching my back leg out as well, or I can go faux. My weight is going into the tricep of the hand that remains on the ground. Let's go ahead and reach. Now I'm going to show you an option. I'm going to do it once and I won't be able to keep doing it. But if you like it, you're going to go here, keep the leg reaching, and then lengthen up. How high up to you? Not a happy place in my body. I'm not going there. Please, if you can go there, go ahead. Harass. Yeah, Kathleen, that looks beautiful. Extend that leg if you want to. Let's go 2 more. My leg is tucking in each time. Last one. Stay in the up. Tuck that heel into the tush. Try and drop this hip down. And then give me a lateral flexion to the front knee side. Rotate down to that. Bring it back up. Bring it all the way out. And we have that entire side leg series on the other side. Swing it around, line up long, push that ball. Remember, you don't have to use it, guys. Lateral malleolus is pushing down into it. And then I'm going to lengthen a little longer and get on the side of my mat. Here, you decide what you're doing with your neck, but it needs to be in line with the spine. Get right up on the greater trochanter if that's kind of hard on your hip. Put a little towel underneath. A big pad will make you wobbly, but a little towel is doable. If this hand can come off, I'm wobbling like crazy, so you're going to see a slight increase in my anchor point, where if you look at my hand, instead of being long and relaxed, I've perched my fingers to give myself a little more love on this side. Totally doable, right? Inhale, exhale. Go 2 more. And last one. Now give me those circles. So on this side, I'm going to put my finger down gently. I know it's not kind of responding as nicely, but I want to get as big of a movement. So I'm going to put my hands down just to give me a little bit more love. Let's go 2 more this direction. And 1, draw your abs in, switch directions. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you get to that extension of the hip as it goes behind. This movement forward isn't too bad for us. It's the up and behind that's challenging for most people. Now this time, take that leg up and behind, leave it behind, move your front leg forward, grab that ball between the ankles, whoop, slip it to center. Here we're going to turn on that inner thigh of the bottom leg, the outer thigh of the top leg, the obliques and the core, double lift, 4, 3, squeeze those legs nice and long and straight. Last 2, and runaway balls I see happening a little bit. Hold here. I'm going to crunch the top rib hip, cervical nod, put my feet down, find my first component of my roll. If you're feeling good, you're going to go right up into that full lift. So I'm going to roll, I'm going to come up. Maybe I'll start with the knees bent and bring my hands off. Maybe I have to grab behind my legs. That's okay. Remember the final position when you roll up. Lumbar spine stays in a gentle flexion or supported position. And then I'm not extended through thoracic, but I am lengthened. If you're okay, everything stays up, making it weight load harder on the core. Scoop the abdominals. Choose your option, guys. Float it up. And nice strong lift. Big inhale. Sweep the hand. Roll down. Lengthen your torso. Squeeze those legs long and straight unless you're purposefully bending the knees. Press it away. Squeeze that ball between your legs. Big inhale. Sweep the arms, scoop off, and lengthen. This time we're staying up for a mermaid, right? So go ahead and start to stack up. I'm going to grab that ball, bend my knees, and swivel. Beautiful. Take a moment to find yourself in your happy place. If you keep losing your ball, you guys just throw it off to the side. So from here, I'm going to take that hand, I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to reach, but then I'm coming back in my rotation, right? So I'm reaching, and I'm coming back. My hand on the floor is lined up with my sit bone on the opposite hip, and I'm bending my elbow in tight like the legs of a grasshopper tucking in. If I feel okay, I'm going to start to reach and pull in. If I'm still okay, I'll keep that leg reaching. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Choose your options, you guys. Beautiful. Last 1. Come all the way up. Grab that heel. Tuck it in tighter. Ball might be in your way. Settle that hip. So for me to get out of this hip, I have to actually lift to settle my other hip down. That's okay. Do what you have to find yourself gently into both sides. Reach that into lateral. Give me a little rotational. Back into lateral. And then all the way out. So we're going to continue into some forward extension work. Both hands down. Sneak that away. And very gently bring yourself down to your chest. Keep your ball in tight. I'm just going to sneak off my microphone so I'm not eating it. Find your legs laterally rotated open as comfortable. And let's find a swan on the first one. Keep your ball fairly close. So bring your shoulders down into your back pockets. Give a little wiggle. So if your spine needs a reset first before doing a connected swan, go ahead. Try and find your feet into the corners of your mat. So move till you can find both big toes running down the corner, and then make sure you're somewhat in the middle of your mat, and then when you can track. Push the marble with your nose, elbows stay down as you pull your abs in and you float up. So if you're keeping strong and connected, you might end up kind of being posted on quad area. And then pull your elbows down towards you as you lengthen your spine to bring yourself back down. Abs engaged, lengthen up again. Think length as you come up. Nice, you guys. And length as you go down. Glider 2. I'm going to come up. I'm going to look to the left, and my right heel comes into my tush. Watch you're not sinking to that side. And then lengthen as you go down. Let's do it again. Opposite. So look one way, opposite heel to tush. Nice big breath. Bring it down. And then stay in the down, give a little wiggle. If you need a child's pose recovery, go ahead. I'm just going to turn one cheek and just let myself wiggle here. But if you want child's pose, please do. So remember, if I'm turning the cheek to look one direction on this stretch, next time when I come back to recovery, I will do the other side because I've probably turned my cheek to the less tight side. We need to do both. Now, if your extension's fairly good, you're going to use the ball. If the extension's uncomfortable, please don't use the ball. I am in lateral rotation, reaching open is comfortable. I'm going to sneak the ball in my xiphoid process. So it needs to be a squishy ball because we don't want to put pressure into xiphoid, right? So just kind of slide it there and just kind of weight your body into it initially. From here, my hands are just folded over each other. If I'm tight in the neckline, I can let my head drop here. I'm gently pulling my shoulders down. If you're okay, have your head in line with the spine. And let's just do that ab draw up. So I'm just going to pull my abs in. Notice that your glutes might squeeze a bit. They don't have to on this part. And release your belly down. Exhale, lift those abs. And then let it go down. Go ahead and lift the abs. Let it go down. Now, if you're okay in the shoulders, let's sneak those hands to what would be swan position. If this is aggressive, you bring the ball closer towards the chin, not in your neck area, please. So now I've taken my hands down to the sides. I'm going to pull my abs in. When I pull my abs in, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, extend my legs to straight, hover my hands, and then going to let it all release, but my tummy. Now I'm squeezing the legs, lifting my hands and lifting my legs an inch. Do not let the tummy go at all now. Let the hands and everything else relax, but your tummy does not. And then go ahead and squeeze, reach, lower your legs. Let's go into breaststroke. So I'm going to dive into the water in flexion over the ball. I'm going to take my pinkies to my thighs, lift, not just your neck. Hold this, thumbs to shoulders. Exhale, dive. Working for me, I'm also going to extend the lower half. So legs are going to reach, not lift. Think reach, thumbs to shoulders. Exhale, dive. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Now, if you have great extension, keep going for me. You could, if you have a 6-inch, if you've got a bigger ball, use it. If you've got a 6-inch and you're like, oh, I want to fold more and I want to flex more. You can put the ball here. Now my flexion is bigger, but so is my extension. So you can choose that. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale, dive. 2 more. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale, dive. And last one. Hold it in the lengthened position. Legs are down, abs are engaged. And just reach through the shoulder girdle. Shoulder working extension now. Pull those abs up off the floor. Let's go for 4. Exhale, 3. Neck is in line with the rest of the spine. 2. And 1. If you need to forward fold, go ahead. If you're okay, working a little endurance here, I'm going to bring my hands to the side. My thumbs are in line with my shoulders. I'm going to squeeze my rhomboids and come down a bit. Exhale, squeeze and come down. So the abs are active the whole time. The glutes and the legs are reaching away actively with energy. And I'm lifting and lowering into my flexion through extension and holding briefly as I squeeze my rhomboids together and bring it down. Go 2 more. Give me 1 more, guys. Hands strong to the floor. Push back. Whatever recovery is in your practice, go ahead and shuffle into it. So if your back doesn't feel like it needs to fold forward, just come up into a nice, strong kind of beach-ish child pose or beach pose. Otherwise, you're in a deep child's pose. Relax the shoulders. And we're going to do a little thread the needle. I don't love thread the needle with your hand on the ball. It's a real drop in the shoulders, but if you want, you could use your hand rolling on the ball. I'm going to not today. Bring your hands into 4-point stance. I'm going to bring my right hand back too far. Put it out to the side too far. So back and out and internally rotate it. So it's on the outside of my knee range. I'm going to take this hand and it's going to thread that needle. I'm going to pretend someone's pulling my hand right through so I can drop that shoulder down if doable and then push away on that. Tuck your chin in, reach that arm actively or anchor behind your back. Couple really big back breaths here, you guys. Find your rotation. Spine is nice and open. We've moved it many directions. Let's see how it feels. 1 more big breath. Hands strong like a push-up. Press yourself away. So this hand is going to go what feels too far out. Slightly internally rotate the fingers and elbow. Push that arm at an angle back. Tuck your shoulder underneath. Peekaboo. And then reach or grab your hip. Roll your shoulder open. Nice big breath here. I'm looking to my back hip. Big breath is going to get a massive stretch on that shoulder neckline area. Press away, come out. Let's do it again. Thread your needle. Get that elbow down there. Get that shoulder down there. The only way you're bringing that hand off is if you are on your shoulder, not only your neck. If I'm only on my neck, hand down. Bring your hand down. Press it away. Find yourself in your 4-point and just wiggle. No right or wrong, just wiggle. Let your head dangle. Where's your spine? Link those toes, sit back into your feet. Let's find a down dog here, you guys, or elephant, whatever you want to call it. Bring it up. Prance to those feet a little bit. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Get that nice length happening in the toes. And then we're going to plant those feet. Again, a little bit tight, lift the heels, bend the knees, and drop into your shoulder girdle. Oh, couple inhales, exhales. If I have my shoulders up around my ears, this is going to feel like shit. Get your shoulders down and away. So your elbows, if you can see my elbow, right now I'm pushing to straight, my shoulders are wrapped. If I take my elbows and I slowly drop them down, that way my whole back line turns on, then I can deepen into my shoulder girdle. Come out of your shoulders, hand flat to the floor, bend your knees if you need to, move it back for 4, 3, all the way in on 2 and 1, let everything dangle, big breath. Heel toe open, and let's find ragdoll. So I'm doing supported ragdoll. I've brought my, brought my elbows to my knees. Little sway here, inhale, exhale, and then bend those knees, drop your tailbone, articulate your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Give a few little wiggles, roll the shoulders, kick those legs out. Give everything sort of wiggle it. And let's finish with a nice breath here, you guys. Nice strong inhale, lift that heart. Exhale, hands down, center heart, little no on your neckline. And then reverse it. Arms up, open the palms, spread out your fingers. Big stretch open. Bring it all the way around. Whew, and we are done.